Hello, my name is Carlos and I'm going to show you how Ansible can integrate with Opus and PXM platform. So first of all, I'm going to show you the Ansible material I'll be using for this demo. So first of all, we have the Ansible inventory. So here you can see three lines that match the three different hosts I'll be using. The first one is the local host using a local connection. The second one is an Ubuntu server that will be using an SSH connection, and the third one is a Windows server that will be using a WinRM connection. Then we have 5 playbooks I'll run. 3 of them are just local host playbooks, just to show different things. The first one is a pretty basic playbook with 3 Unix commands. The second one is pretty much the same playbook, but it has 2 playbooks within the same file, which is something Ansible supports. And the third one is same as the first one, but it doesn't have any names in the playbook or the playbook steps themselves. So if you compare them, you see there's names here which are not present in this one. And the last 2 are the playbooks associated to my Ubuntu server on this IP and then the Windows server on this other IP. Now if I get back to my deployment, I have Opus with 2 vaults configured. One is the HashiCorp vault that comes with the OVA, and the second one is the PXM platform. So as you can see here in my HashiCorp vault, I have a couple of secrets related to those hosts. One is the one with the Ansible details to connect to the Ubuntu server, and the other one, is the username and password to connect to the Windows server. As for the PXM platform, I basically have the same setup. I have a static vault called Opus with 2 accounts, the administrator one that I will use for Windows and the other one that I will use for my Ubuntu server. They're simply username and password accounts. So if I come back to Opus and I run this task, the Ansible playbook runner, you'll see the first thing I need to do is upload the playbook. So I will start with the local ones, in this case the local single one. If I will upload my inventory, I can also choose the playbook verbosity if I want to debug a broken playbook or something similar. In this case I'll just leave it to the default, and then it's gonna ask me if I want to load secrets from the vaults. For the local playbooks I don't have any sensitive data I want to load, so I'm just gonna say no. And as you can see in the logs, you have the classic Ansible output, and then on the Opus UI you have a more pretty way of displaying how the playbook steps are being processed. So if I run it again, I can choose, for instance, the local multiple playbook. Again, I load the inventory, I choose the verbosity, and I don't have any secrets, so I just click no. And this is essentially the same, but it will run 2 playbooks from the same file. So you have the 2 different outputs side by side. And last, to finish with the local playbooks, I can run the local playbook with no names. So there we go, this is the inventory, the verbosity, and then I click no, and it will do exactly the same thing as Ansible does, retrieve the names from other fields, in this case the host name and the task step action, in this case command. So now getting into the interesting part, if I run the playbook targeting my servers, so first of all I'm gonna choose the Ubuntu playbook, and then I'm gonna click yes here. So it doesn't matter which one I choose because I have the credentials in both. So for this case I can, for example, use the PXM platform, and then it's gonna ask, it has auto detected that I only have 1 static vault the one called Opus. If I get back here, you can see it's called Opus. If I had more, I will have a drop down to choose between them. And now all I have to do is just enter the account name. In this case, this Ubuntu server can be accessed with this account Carlos, so I can just type the account name and it will just pick that one for the connection. Again, I'll just open the logs so you can see in parallel what's happening. So there we go. Those are the steps getting through. In this case, using SSH on a remote server. And last but not least, I will show the Windows device. So I choose the Windows Playbook. Again, same inventory file. And for this case, I'm going to choose the HashiCorp Vault. I'll choose this local vault. And here in this case, it's going to ask me for the secret name. So if I go to HashiCorp Vault, you see I have a couple of secret names. So in this case, I have to choose Windows. So if I go back here, I choose Windows, and that will run the remote commands using WinRM. There we go. So that's about it. I think that shows the potential of Ansible with Opus. I hope you like this demo, and I'll click finished.